Yo, still Bills, what's the deal, man? Yo, but peep game though, man. Just dropped my baby off, heading to the plantation, man. But we gotta rap about we gotta rap about these bitch ass niggas using excuses that afflict actual everyday people just to get out of a fight, whether it's to because they ain't got enough time to promote the fight or the fight ain't doing as good as they figure it would. This shit is just getting ridiculous, man. I think it's real insensitive for motherfuckers to sit there and talk about they got COVID, so they gotta back out of the fight. I think it's real fucked up how people use mental health issues to get out of a fight or whatever, but when people are really, killing themselves because it's demons that they fighting off in their head and they can't shake them. That shit is whack, man. I was mad at Tyson Fury when he did that COVID shit, when he said, I got COVID, and him and the Wilder fight was called off. I was mad at that shit at first until I started talking about it and unpacking it. And I actually really thought it was a commendable move. Like, I'm not lying about that shit. That's something that I can respect. In all actuality, I can thoroughly respect that. Motherfucker, like, nah, man, you're not finna hit me with that stigmatism of, you're not finna hit me with that, oh man, I got COVID, so we gotta cancel the fight. Like, nah, I'm not doing that. At first I was like, man, you gotta ride with the lie as far as the team is concerned. But then I sat back and unpacked and I'm like, yo, that's actually a damn good point. That's actually a damn good, that's commendable. But I think that shit is disgusting how people do that shit, man. And it's like these promoters, they don't even give a fuck. They just, yo, man, we in a corrupt sport. The seed has already been sown, so fuck it. We just gonna ride the bench till the wheels fall off and use it to our advantage when need be. I just disagree with that shit, man. Cause I'm like, man, Teofimo Lopez allegedly, oh yeah, I got COVID, or I can't fuck with it, but word around town is, or word in these boxing streets is, you couldn't make weight and all that other shit. Now, I mean, is it plausible you contracted the disease? Yeah, you got asthma. So it's a possibility, but the fact that we even have to be skeptical about whether you lying or not is pretty insidious. That shit it's not cool. It's not cool. You talk, especially when you're playing with something like COVID. Michael Jai White just lost his son to COVID. It was it was a global shutdown because of this particular disease or sickness or whatever you want to call it. This illness. We're just now coming out of it, and people are still being precautious with it. You still can't get into certain places without a mask. When I was in Florida, I went into Burger King, and dude, he ain't bang on me or nothing. I had my mask in my pocket just to be on the safe side. But the brother was like, yeah, you gotta have your mask on in here. And as soon as I put my mask on, me and the brother was rocking. And people was, they was refusing. They would come in there with their face, they shirt over their face. He was like, no, you have to have a mask. Like, no mask, no service. I'm not fucking with that shit. Respect the rules. Respect. In Florida, just, they was wild style with it anyway in Florida. They ain't give a fuck. Shit, the fucking NBA was in a bubble because of this shit, man. And y'all just gonna sit here and play games with it like it's just, a common cold or something. And I think that shit is just really disheartening, man. That shit is corny. It's not cool, and it's really insensitive, man, for a motherfucker to be like, oh, I caught COVID, so we can't do the fight. I think that shit is whack, how a motherfucker can be like, oh, well, I got something plaguing me mentally, and yeah, I can't fight. You want to be sensitive to shit like that. You want to be sensitive to people's plight, because that's just, man, mental health issues, if they go on for so long without them being checked, you talking about a person who can inflict damage upon themselves and others. You did Chris Benoit. That was a horrible story to wake up and hear about that shit. Nigga killed his family and then himself, man. I mean, you have to be sensitive to people's, the people's pain and suffering. When they're telling you, man, I'm suffering from something that I just don't feel right mentally, you have to be sensitive to that. You do. Now, all that sensitivity goes out the window when you start doing fuck shit with it. When you start, I don't want to, while you're going through all of this pain and suffering mentally, you still sending out tweets. Oh, I would have knocked you out. I'd have did this. I'd have did that. Ain't you fucked up in the head? Ain't you fucked up in the game? Boxing needs to be the furthest thing from your mind. You talking about, oh, I need to, I'm trying to retire at 26, or I might retire for, 5 or 10 years, and then come on, homie. Y'all make it hard for people to sympathize with you. There should be no reason why motherfuckers is like, he ain't built for this shit. There should be no reason for that. There should be no reason like, man, this motherfucker lying, dog. He talking about he got COVID. There should be no reason for that. If you contract that disease, that needs to be something that people we need to show a heightened level of empathy towards. I know people personally who have lost they lost loved ones to this disease. I got a homie who works in the hospital. He talks all the time about how it ain't enough ventilators and all that, and niggas is just fucked up. You did. One of my peoples, his wife's sister, they just lost their mother, God bless her soul. And his wife's sister is in the hospital because, her bitch ass roommate, she like, go quarantine, nigga. He walking around the house all freely and all that. She contracted the disease, and last I heard, she's fucked up. To a point, a ventilator can't even, like, come on, man. Like, this is nothing. This is no laughing matter. This ain't something that you should just shrug off and be like, oh yeah, I'm good. Like, oh, he got COVID, he be alright. Like, no, bro, no. It's really insensitive for people to do that shit. Real insensitive. Real insensitive. You up here talking about you cancel a fight now. I mean, it's fucked up to the fans. Niggas got airfare they done paid for. They got hotels they done paid for some more shit because your ineptitude to sell a fight. You want to use a fucking sickness that has plagued the entire planet because you can't sell a fight, man. That shit is wrong. That shit is wrong. You want to get out of a fight because you were talking about you fucked up in the head mentally. Like, I try to be real sensitive towards Ryan Garcia, man. I do, but that was some buster shit. I'm in the kid's corner, but what he did was some buster shit. Now, how you gonna sit here and I'm fucked up in the head? Get out of the fight with Javier, and you're like, come on, man. Just, I don't know if it's mental illness or if it's Devin Haney illness, but but the closer you get to fighting Devin Haney, it's always something that comes up. It's always something. And now when Devin Haney got a nigga in the scope, here you come weaseling into those. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all really make it hard for people to be sensitive towards you, because it's a possibility that y'all are fucked up mentally. It's a possibility that you are sick. You did contract the coronavirus. It's a possibility. It's a huge possibility. But we shouldn't have to question it, is the point. We should not have to question it. If I have to question it, it's a problem. And it's a problem that's been plaguing boxing for far too long. Oh, what this nigga talking about? Alright, cool. But yeah, man, I think that shit is corny shit, corny shit, man. And I think you do need to be ashamed of yourselves for doing it. Because it's fun and games until it's affecting you personally, whether it's you or someone one of your loved ones. I don't subscribe to any religious doctrine, man, but I've said it before. It's bars in the Bible. It's most definitely it's parables and life lessons that you can learn a lot from within that book, and that is you reap what you sow. Don't put that shit out there that you mentally challenged, fucked up. Don't. The boy who cried wolf. Motherfuckers need to always go back to that story. That's them is bars right there. You gonna fuck yourself up. You gonna get yourself in a position where it's like, yo, damn, I had to live with the ramifications of my wrongdoing, of all the energy I done put out there. Nigga really got COVID. I'm fucked up. I'm stressed. I don't know what the fuck going on, and ain't nobody who I need in myself. Or you know, I have no support system. My mind is running rampant mentally. I'm fucked up in the head because I've done all that goofy shit in the past. I don't have a support system. You don't have tweets coming at you talking about, oh man, get well soon. For that one tweet that does say that, it's 100 other tweets that's talking slick. Motherfuckers can say what they want, man, but when you're going through a certain time of need, man, any sort of words of encouragement, that shit matters. When my grandmother died, bro, I haven't dealt with death like that. You dig? Like, I've had homies who died, who've been killed, but they wasn't like my niggas that I grew up with. You dig? You know, my man, the closest dude that I've had died close to me, and we wasn't close in any way, shape, or form. My man Lil C from Pleasant View, Cordell Henderson, man. I almost cried reading that shit in the paper. You dig? That fucking, I was like, what? That's the first time I've ever, you know what I'm saying, been face to face with death from a nigga that I personally knew. You dig? And it wasn't like, we wasn't tight like that, you dig? But it was, you know, we went to school together. We sat at the same lunch table together. Whenever I would see that nigga out, it was a genuine embrace. Like, yo, what the fuck is good, my nigga? It was love. You know what I'm saying? It was love. Like, I won't sit here and lie and say we got each other's number. We keep in touch. We yada, yada, yada. I would never lie and say no shit like that. But we was cool enough to where it had an effect on me, and it bothered me when I found out that he got snuffed out like that. Dig? I remember when I was at school, when I went to Central High School, in one of the deepest neighborhoods in the city, one of the deepest neighborhoods and most hated neighborhoods in the city was the deepest. It was one of the deepest neighborhoods at that school, and that was the projects, Pleasant View projects. Hilltop was tore down by the time I hit high school, so Pleasant View was in full effect up there, and them niggas was always walking through the hallway, me mugging and all that, banging. You all right, cuz? What up, cuz? You know, I go in school one day and they all look like they need a hug. What the fuck wrong with these niggas? The homie just got smoked. I remember hearing that news, man. It's like, yo, it most definitely takes you on a tailspin. You dig? When you in them type situations, you need to be embraced. You need them words of encouragement, man. My grandmother died, I needed it. I put it on Facebook. You know, every time somebody said, you know, gave their condolences, or, you know, just a simple, you know, praying for you, that shit, you know, it gives you hope. So in a situation you niggas do contract the COVID virus, or you do, you know, you are genuinely in a mentally fucked up space in your head, you can use them tweets. You're exposed to millions of motherfuckers, if not hundreds of thousands. Those tweets, they help get you through your time of need. But it's hard to get people in that space with you when you doing the most. You talking about we can't fight because we got COVID. We can't fight because I'm fucked up mentally. That shit ain't cool, man. That shit ain't cool. It's real insensitive for you to use a person, a situation where people have been, effective with as an employee to get out of something, man. That shit is not the move. And I'm tired of seeing it in boxing. I'm tired of seeing that shit. I'm tired, and these promoters, bro, I'm tired of them using it. So I'm not a fan of Tyson Fury, but I can salute what he did. It's real fucked up. And they just keep getting away with shit, and when we allow them to do it, it's like, all right, cool. You know, it's just, that's boxing. It doesn't have to be boxing. It doesn't have to be. It can be that motherfucker right there. And we're gonna hold him accountable for his wrongdoing. We're gonna reprimand him. It could be that. It gets to a point where you gotta start to, you gotta start to break cycles. Who is this? Oh, that's grandma. But it gets to a point where you gotta break cycles, man. You have to break that shit. You have to break that shit. And I think it's about time we start breaking this shit and start really holding motherfuckers accountable, man. With social media, at this point, it's no excuse. Social media is like, everything is being documented. Everybody wants to go viral for something. Everybody nothing is private no more. So let's use that shit to our advantage, man, and stop letting these motherfuckers get over on it. I feel like we doing a good job with it, but let's give it a harder push, man. When you see some bullshit like that, share it 5 and 6 times on social media. So yeah, man, that's how I'm feeling about it, man. Fuck niggas, all that lying and shit, man.